If you like the content, please consider subscribing. It's 100% free and you can always change your mind at any time. So, thanks for being here and I hope you like the video. Hey guys, welcome to the show. This is the Neutral News, where we report but you decide. My name is Brian. It's Saturday, June 19th, 2021, and this is episode 3. Today is Juneteenth, so happy holidays, everybody. Happy holiday. Please watch my other video today on the holiday, and let's look at some issues concerning race in America in this episode 3. Now, it's a touchy subject. We're going to look at critical race theory, specifically how it is being objected to in the schools. So now that we've set off every red light at Google, let's get an explanation to get this going from someone really smart, because we need a college professor from Princeton who's going to explain it to us. So let's figure out what is going on.
So I decided to get someone on the show tonight who is an actual expert on critical race theory and much more. This way we can all understand what critical race theory is about and how we can develop a better judgment about the current push to ban it from schools in the red states. So joining me now is Dr. Imani Perry, Professor of African American Studies at Princeton University. Professor Perry, I'll say Dr. Perry. I know they say PhDs come a dime a dozen. I don't buy that. So I'm going to say your expertise matters. And I'm going to ask you very clearly, what is critical race theory?
Okay.
What is critical race theory, Doc?
Thank you for having me. So the most straightforward way to explain critical race theory is to begin with the civil rights movement, right? So the victories of the movement, which we all know, are found in federal legislation, Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, but also in anti-discrimination laws, essentially laws that declared Jim Crow policies unconstitutional. So after that moment, we begin to understand, of course, that Black people suffered many other forms of injury and had many systems of disadvantagement and inequality in their lives, right? And so legislatures and municipalities and organizations began to make specific efforts to target African Americans with programs to address current and past discrimination. And they faced a major conservative backlash. And the way that backlash was formed was saying, well, if you make programs to target the discrimination experienced by Black Americans and you don't include me, white person, then you are discriminating against me, right? And so they begin to attack programs like affirmative action and upward bound, etc. And the Supreme Court of the United States then really fails the civil rights movement by basically treating targeted programs to address racial inequality as the same form of discrimination as Jim Crow laws, right? That they both are subject to immediate scrutiny, the strictest scrutiny. So we get to this point, and then civil rights lawyers and scholars begin to talk about how we have to be able to address subordination, injustice, not just color consciousness. It's not enough to be colorblind. We actually have to be able to address injustice and subordination if we're going to have legal racial equality. And that's the heart of critical race theory. How to think about law, legislation, policies that will substantively respond to racial inequality.
Okay. So it's not enough to be colorblind. They need some kind of advantage, I believe is what she's trying to say right there. This is a college professor using a lot of big words, and I'm just some dumb guy. So, please comment down below if I missed the point there. What I'm seeing, though, and because I don't want to make a judgment here, I'm not here to make that judgment. What I'm here to do is report what's going on. So here's another two guys who disagree with critical race theory, but they are Black people in America. So let me hear what these guys are saying here. against what the college professor is trying to tell us.
And Ben, I think in some ways, because of what Scott has done and because of what you have done, including your op-ed piece, but also you just being you these many years, we actually may have the wokes on the run if we continue this. What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of people are truly waking up and seeing what's going on and recognizing that, the things that are the foundations of our country are not the things that are being espoused by the woke generation. We have never been a country that tried to punish people who didn't agree with us. We have never been a country that would choose one group over another group rather than try to have fairness and justice. Now, we've not always succeeded at that. There's no question about that. But we've made enormous progress. And we recognize what is right versus what is wrong. Oh. Does it sound right to judge people based on a characteristic that they cannot change, that they had nothing to do with? Or would it be better to judge them based on things that they have, dominion over? That's the only thing that makes any sense. And I think the American people are starting to realize that. And I think a lot of people are getting sick and tired, quite frankly.
Well,
Okay, so he's saying pretty much the opposite. I don't want to put too much time onto Dr. Ben Carson. We know he's definitely a Republican. So this guy, I don't know what his political stance is, but I just wanted, another black male in America who's a father to stand up and give his take on this. And this guy went viral, so you should watch this right now.
So when you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to personally tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? Yeah. How do I get 2 medical degrees? No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt to get through college. You going to tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and say, well, son, you're never going to be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't going to be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't going to let you get no, oh, you know you're not going to be able to do it here because the white man going to keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? This the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm gonna say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Character. Not their skin. If they let this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about black history. Mother dog gonna sit there and just pee on his grave with this nonsense. That's exactly what's about to happen. Lastly, we are talking about our kids. We are talking about our children. What's so sickening about me, I love the Discovery Channel. You will see that on Discovery Channel, animals will put their lives on the line to protect their children from danger, to protect their children from what we call predators. And what they do, they put their lives on the line from predators. What are we doing? Oh, just let the kids go, let anything happen to them, let anybody, let bring in this sexuality stuff right there, pervert these children and all that, let them know that, oh, if somebody touch you, oh, if it felt good to you, it's going to be okay. Nobody want to get to the heart of the matter, get to the meat of the matter, get to the moral of the story. It all comes down to it. The person that's going to be suffering from this, the one's going to be hurt from this, is the kids. Yeah. 10 years from now, if this stuff goes on, and we see that we producing a whole bunch of kids that's actually super sexually pedophile, acting and all this stuff like that, whose fault is it going to be? Whose fault is it going to be? Who we going to look back on and blame for this?
Ours.
This is stuff we talking about right now. This stuff is going on right now. I do this stuff on a daily basis. I'm in the hood. I'm in the communities. I'm out there with folks in their face. I've been doing this stuff since I was 18 years old, talking to black folks. And you know what? None of them are buying this nonsense.
Okay, that's enough for me. I actually cut the beginning off that too. He went on about how he he had a misperception about white people early on. And now he feels like, looking back, nothing held him back. All he did was work hard, and America took good care of him. I mean, that's the whole video, and then he goes into the whole race theory thing. But he looks pretty mad. I'm not going to disagree with a single thing that he said right there. He looks pretty good. Now, I think it's also fair to get the opinion of just some kid in school.
Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education.
Ooh.
I'll take you back to my first day at RHS this fall. The principal came out and gave us a heartfelt speech about equality and standing together. He began to list countless races, such as Latino, Asian, expressing how much they matter and how important they are. But never once did he mention a race or identity that reflects me, or half the kids that were in the class. Now, members of the board, I know you haven't been to school in a while, and I know none of you, or most of you, don't have any kids left in the school district. But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school, and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I will never forget the look one of my friends gave me from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school. To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, it inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong.
Okay, so that's what it is. Some kind of public shaming. Some kind of public shaming is what this kid is feeling. So, so there's a report right there from some kids. So, I think we're gonna hear from a mom now. This lady is a white lady, but I believe she's Muslim, so I think she had a good point or two, and I thought it was fair to hear her. So, where am I at the beginning? Okay, let's hear her for a sec. This one went totally viral.
Good evening. My name is Tatiana Ibrahim, and I'm here for the first time. I'm here tonight not only as a community member, but as a parent in this district. Recently, you sent out a survey wanting to know why parents were not voting yes for this budget. So my situation, my vote for no is a little different. I think the Board of Education and those sitting on the panels are thieves. I think they're liars and have committed treason against our children. My message to this district and the members of the Board of Ed: stop indoctrinating our children. Stop teaching our children to hate the police. Stop teaching our children that if they don't agree with the LGBT community, that they're homophobic. You have no idea each child's life. You don't know what their family lifestyle consists of. You don't know the makeup of their life. You have children like mine, who is Muslim, and I'm Christian, and everyone would think, they would never believe that of her, right? Because the way she looks, or according to Miss Cyrus, she's too pasty white.
Ma'am, excuse me, I'm up here.
They go on to try to kick her out, but
We're not allowed to use names. If you have something you'd like to discuss about a specific person, you can call the superintendent or leave your info for her to call you tomorrow.
Why are we not allowed to discuss names? Why am I not allowed when they purposely themselves expose themselves on social media, talking about calling for the death of a former president, or saying that any child that doesn't believe in Black Lives Matter should be canceled out? Is this what my tax dollars is paying for? You're teaching my children and other children that if they believe in God Almighty, they're part of a cult. These educators put their own names out there. We have Mr. Barry, who took it upon himself with Miss Cyrus to create a curriculum.
That should be it.
Do you want the proof? I have the proof. You created a curriculum of Black Panther indoctrination.
Ma'am,
You use taxpayers' dollars.
ask you one more time. I have no issue hearing what you have to say, but
Why can we not let the public speak? Why can't we let the public know that you're teaching our children to go out and murder our police officers?
That
Do
is
you
not-
want the proof? I have the proof. Is that what scares you, the proof? That a parent actually standing up against all of you? Is that what scares you, to call out the names of these people? You work for me.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You want more? Here you go.
Several parents had the courage to say this publicly a few days ago at a school board meeting. Watch.
CRT is not an honest dialogue. It is a tactic that was used by Hitler and the Ku Klux Klan on slavery very many years ago to dumb down my ancestors so we could not think for ourselves. CRT is racist. It is abusive. It discriminates against one's color. Let me educate you. An honest dialogue does not oppress. An honest dialogue does not implement hatred or injustice. It's to communicate without deceiving people. Today, we don't need your agreement. We want action and a backbone for what we asked for today, to ban CRT. I had to come down here today to tell you to your face that we are coming together and we are strong. This will not be the last. Greet and meet respectfully.
That's hard to watch.
Wow. The first time we saw that video, our instant response was, that woman, her name is Chantel Cooper, deserves an award. She's a mother. She's a member of the group Parents Against Critical Theory. We're very pleased to have her on the show tonight. Chantel Cooper, thank you very much for coming on. What made you do this? So many parents have not done this. You stood up there and did this on camera. Why?
Well, it contradicts everything that Martin Luther King fought for. It's hatred, Marxist ideology, and it places the child in a loophole of oppression, making them feel as a victim. I can't stand for that.
Amazing. Amazing. So describe the kinds of things that you're fighting against. So the school is teaching children to judge one another on the basis of appearance, of skin color. Is that right?
Yes. Well, it's our job as parents to raise our children, not the school board. One example I can give you was the school was replacing the morning announcement with news. The second, children reached out to find out how they could help and join a club to see if they could, relate with one another, undivided. And they were denied by the color of their skin for the Equity Ambassador Club.
Whoa, my goodness.
So certain kids couldn't get into, I don't even know what colors you're talking about, but the fact remains kids could not get into a club because they were the wrong color.
Correct.
Wow, I didn't know this went on at schools. That is nuts, guys. Wow, I'm seeing this with you. I had no idea. So, Burgess Owens, I thought we should hear from a congressman.
A Democratic president took over.
See what he says.
Andrew Johnson. First thing he did is went down and took away the guns of the blacks who were given this property throughout South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia. And then they came back and took away their property. The KKK, Democrats. Jim Crow, Democrats. And guess what? The KKK was actually eliminated in 1985. And until Woodrow Wilson, Democratic president, decided to bring it back with Birth of the Nation that he showed in the White House. And a few years later, it was Democrats who burned Wall Street down. Democratic KKK. Slavery was and still is an evil. Whether it's 83 years of history in our nation, or the prior 3,000 years of history, or the presence today around the world. Reparation is divisive. It speaks to the fact that we are a hapless, hopeless race that never did anything but wait for white people to show up and help us. And it's a falsehood. It's demeaning my parents' generation, that one of the greatest generations in the history of our country.
Well, that seems to be the consensus right there. The black people that I've been listening to today are very impressive, and they do not want to be treated special or different, and they don't want or need anyone's help. They are truly equal. I want to finish off with this guy. I've never seen this video before. but I recognized the guy just by other people showing this video. So I've been kind of looking forward to this. So I saved some time at the end. Let's watch this. I've been waiting.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow. Right?
Black.
And how we treat people is based on who they are and not what color they are.
And if they're nice and smart.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that. Not with my children. It's not gonna happen. My baby's gonna know that no matter what she wants to be in life, all she has to do is work hard, and she can become that.
Work hard, even though you don't know anyone. You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT, period, point blank. Children do not see skin color, man. They love everybody. If they're good people, they love them.
We pray for
teacher, and I'm going to give a message of encouragement to parents and teachers and students who are too afraid to come and speak forward. Parents, the longer that you wait and you don't hold your child's schools accountable gives these guys more time to dictate what's best for your child's physical, mental, and emotional health. Don't be afraid to speak out for your kids because they are voiceless and they rely on you. You should be afraid of them rooting for socialism by the time they get to middle school. Teachers, it may seem that our careers have come to a dead end, but I'm here to remind you we don't work for the school board. We work to mold the next generation of well-rounded American patriots. So don't give up because it is up to us. Students, you are on the front lines of these indoctrination camps. Challenge the staff when you're presented with a ludicrous statement, and do not allow anybody to tell you that you cannot accomplish anything because of your skin color or to hate yourself because of your skin color. Students, it is up to you to be the next generation of victims or victors. And finally, to the board, this isn't over, and your policies are just as...
Nick Gofford, followed by Ryan.
Everything's going to be all right.
They cut her mic off.
They straight cut her off.
Cut off her mic. No matter. Too little, too late. That was sheer
Everybody go watch Dr. Steve Turley.
That was a teacher named Lilith Venetsian.
He's gonna enlighten you every single day. All right, Dr. Steve, you're famous enough. Let me get going on my channel here. Let's see what else he's got.
What's going on in Arizona? Take a look.
Before the governing school board today is a vote for a new curriculum that appears well-intentioned, appealing, even empathetic, but in actuality further divides us. When you peel back the layers of this onion, you will see that it promotes taking from one group in order to compensate a second group, to correct injustices caused by a third group who mistreated a fourth group by an earlier point in history. It's absurd. Not only does it not promote justice, it does the opposite. It promotes racism. And you cannot cure racism with more racism.
Stop diluting student education with political correct, feel-good propaganda.
I didn't come prepared with statistics or anything. I'm just basically coming from a parent and my own personal experience as a parent. I'm the mother of a high school senior and an 8th grade son. And my fear is this type of curriculum will actually breed more racism and more divide in our country rather than unity. I fear that this is actually taking a step backward.
God bless those parents. Again, these are not activists. These aren't ideologues. These are citizens.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, guys, when I put in critical race theory, there's one MSNBC conservative dark money groups disrupt critical race theory debate. Okay, that's not really talking about it. It's talking about the disruption of a debate. Critical race theory explained CRT as a cancer. Ron DeSantis, that's no surprise. Okay, so I can't find anyone really in favor of it. CRT is a concerning theory. Newly elected president aligns with liberals in saying CRT is just a distraction. Well, that's the report anyway. So you can see this is an extremely volatile subject in America right now. I see a lot of very angry people, a lot of very concerned people. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And, well, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And I really appreciate your time. Bye, guys.